Good morning. Today we are doing lesson 115 in A Course in Miracles. We are still in our week-long, our 10-day review. We are reviewing lesson 99, Salvation is my only function here, and lesson 100, My part is essential to God's plan for salvation. Salvation is my only function here. My function here is to forgive the world for all the errors I've made, for thus am I released from them with all the world. In lesson 100, my part is essential to God's plan for salvation. I am essential to the plan of God for the salvation of the world, for he gave me his plan that I might save the world. So on the hour, we are doing salvation is my only function here. And on the half hour, we are doing my part is essential to God's plan for salvation. And I am going to give you Tina Spalding's channelings of Jesus before I make a commentary. You are blessed beings indeed. I am that one that you know as Jesus. This is a very important review because you deal with the fundamental structure of reality, the way you see things. That is, when you judge the world, attack the world, or decide it should be other than what it is, you perpetuate separation and feed the idea of suffering and sacrifice. Why do you do that when you judge and attack? You do it because there is only one mind at work here. You play with your own consciousness. You see your own beliefs, thoughts, and ideas manifested in front of you. When you attack that form, whether it's your mother-in-law, sister, brother, husband, partner, whatever you attack, you literally attack a part of your mind. It causes you suffering because you don't comprehend what you do. You attack your own mind. This sets up a great deal of fear and guilt that distresses and leads to loss of peace. When you forgive the world and understand why you forgive it, because it is a projection of your mind playing out for you to see the unloving parts of your mind, you understand why you forgive. You understand that your part in salvation is very important because you help manufacture a dangerous and violent world when you have unloving thoughts in your mind. So your part in salvation is very powerful because you literally create a world from your beliefs and ideas. I am that one that you know as Jesus. Once you understand this principle, you evolve very quickly. You stop judging and attacking. You begin to live in a state of deep acceptance and surrender. You very quickly remove those beliefs, thoughts, and ideas from your mind because you realize they are your enemies. They do not benefit you. They do not bring a peaceful world into being. We will see you tomorrow. When Jesus said, they do not know what they do, forgive them for they do not know what they do, he was speaking of this. He did not realize that, or they did not realize in those moments that they were attacking themselves when they were attacking him. And when we are looking out at a world that is filled with violence, we have to understand that we are seeing our own thoughts and beliefs. And the more that we focus on those, the more that we become enmeshed in those belief systems. That's why watching the news and reading the newspaper and looking at some of the social media that happens is nothing but fear mongering because we are telling the gory details of a story that we made up and we embellish them and we believe them more deeply. Whereas if we simply corrected them, they would dissipate. I think about the monster under the bed idea. If a child is afraid and wants someone to check under the bed for the monsters and they say, oh no, he's real, I'm not checking underneath there. And he might be in the closet and he could come in the window and I'm pretty sure he's got claws and fangs. And if you fall asleep, he's going to get you. That only builds that fear. Whereas if that parent, if that loving person chose love instead, they would say, yes, let's look under the bed. Let's look in the closet. What else do you need to feel safe? Because I will be here always, and I am right outside the hall, and I can hear everything, and I will be there before anything can happen. Correcting the mistakes takes the fear away. Adding love to the mix removes fear because you can't have love and fear in the same place. So when we understand that it is our own minds that are creating what we're seeing in the world, we begin to understand that the only way to change the world is to change the way that we think, to change the way that we treat ourselves, to change the way that we think about the world, and to be willing to see love instead of fear. I have seen times when we have been told that sometimes we need to stand up for our rights, but it doesn't necessarily need to be an attack and defend situation. It needs to be a correction of the errors in the perception. And so when we are standing up for our rights, we are also correcting the way that we're looking at things. We have to do the internal work. We have to look at ourselves first. And when we pull the energy away from the fear and the hatred and the attack, then there is only love left. And there is no foothold for fear to step in. Your part is essential here. You are the answer. You are the hero to save the world by bringing peace to the world. And the way that you do that is you begin internally. And then you allow yourself to see it in your world. And that energy will radiate and it will connect with other loving energy. And we will change this as a collective unit. Have a wonderful day. Have a miraculous week. I'll see you all tomorrow.